here we are with my 2014 Honda Civic Si, and I haven't really featured a whole lot of videos of this car lately. I believe the last one was back in November, maybe late October, so it's been quite a few months now, and since that time we've almost gotten through winter, so I thought I'd do a winter update featuring this car. And what better day to do a winter update than today when we received about 3 to 4 inches of snow. So there's a couple things I want to make mention of in this video, and we'll go ahead and start on the outside of the car. And the first thing that's going on with it is the trim on the fog lights is actually missing. It just did not really seem to fit all that well ever since I got the car, and having changed the fog light bulbs twice, it just made it even worse. So there's actually a sort of surround that goes right in there. You can see where it snaps in, and it's missing on both sides, in fact. So I took it to the dealership a couple weeks ago. They ordered the parts, and they're going to actually replace the surrounds and this panel here where it snaps into. So they ordered those 4 parts. It's doing the same thing on the passenger side, and they're going to get that replaced here, I believe, a week from Monday. So hopefully that'll solve the problem, and also hopefully it'll solve this fitment issue here, because you can see it's just got a huge gap there, and no matter how hard you pound on this, it doesn't fit in. So I don't know if there's something back inside there that's preventing it from actually fitting properly or not. So they actually have to take the whole bumper off the front of the car to do so. So I have to leave it there pretty much all day. So I'll be driving the Beetle to work. So that'll be interesting. But hopefully this will fix the issue, and should be covered under warranty, which is great. Secondly, I want to talk about tires with this car. So it came from the factory with the Continental Conti Pro Contact. Some people seem to really like this tire, other people aren't a huge fan of it. I'm in that second group there. I don't really like these tires very much. They're kind of loud on the highway, and they just don't seem to be all that well built. I had a bulge come up in one tire shortly after I got the car, and I don't know where I got it from. I don't remember hitting any really huge potholes or curbs or anything. And also, it gets a little bumpy when you get off the highway. Once you get to like just a slow speed, just kind of coasting up to a stop, you can feel the car like rocking back and forth just a little bit if you pay attention. So these tires are actually really terrible in the snow. This car would be amazing to drive in the winter if it had a good set of tires, but it doesn't. So let's take a look actually. You can see after driving in all of this snow here, there's very little snow actually stuck to the tire itself. And if you run your hand along it, you can hear that, and you can see it's not wet or anything. It just doesn't stick to the snow at all. There's a little bit in here, and on the other side, a couple of these grooves are filled, but I mean, for the most part, it just does not stick to the snow. So it makes getting traction and grip very difficult, and the car barely wants to move at all. The traction control just overwhelms everything, and it just gets so bogged down that it just doesn't want to move. So fortunately, you can see how close we're getting to the wear marks, and I'll show you the rear tires too. If we come back here, I believe this is the worst one. You can see the wear mark right there in the middle of the tread, so we're getting close. Hopefully these will be worn out within the next 5,000 miles, and I can replace them with something else, because this is just getting a little bit ridiculous. So I'm really between 2 tires. I had my heart set on the Continental Conti Pro Continental Extreme Contact DWS, but the lowest price I can find on those is $148 each. By the time they're shipped and mounted and balanced and everything, that's going to be at least $700. So I'm definitely not going with those. So I'm thinking either the Kumo Extra PA31 seems to be pretty good for the price, or also the Yokohama Advan Sport AS. So either one of those is probably what I'll end up getting, and hopefully those will be a lot better than these tires are. And if we go into the hood of the Civic, I did a little bit more of the red accents under here. Over here in the fuse box, I painted the top of that, so it adds just a little bit more of a sporty touch when you open up the hood. I changed the oil in this car at about 19,000 miles, and that was the first time I'd actually serviced it myself. It was super easy. There's no covers on the bottom of the car to take off or anything, and the filter is located right next to the drain plug, and there's nothing really covering it. So once the oil shoots out, you don't really have to clean anything off. It's great. The filter is like $5 at my Honda dealership, and I picked up a few quarts of Mobile Super Synthetic, and ever since has ran so smoothly, and actually quieted down a little bit in comparison to the synthetic blend that I had in there before, so that's great. It was easy to service, and it just runs great. Next up, I'll be doing a couple different things to it when it reaches about 30,000 miles. I've got another oil change in that time, and then at 30,000, I have the transmission fluid change, which I'm going to take to the dealership, and then I've also got to change the engine air filter and the cabin air filter. Along with that, I'm planning on doing just a couple videos of how to do those services. I don't know about the oil change, how easy it's going to be to film that, if I'm even going to bother, but I'm going to try to do a video on the air filter under the hood. It's just super easy to get to, and surprisingly, a lot of people take their cars to the dealership for that when you really don't need to. And then this cabin air filter is going to be my next video as far as maintenance goes, so hopefully that'll work out pretty well. I'm getting a K&N filter for the engine, and hopefully that'll make it sound a little bit better. Moving inside, we'll go ahead and start it up. And the last time you guys saw this car, I believe it had 10,000 miles on it. Well, I've done quite a bit of driving since then, and you can see it now has almost 22. So in a very short time, I put on a lot of miles. I went to the Detroit Auto Show with this car. I went to the Chicago Auto Show. Went up for some family holiday celebrations with family in Chicago a couple times. So it's just been all over the place. And now that I'm working about 30 minutes from where I live, and I'm just putting miles on this car like you wouldn't believe. So this past weekend, actually yesterday, I had the opportunity to get behind the wheel of a friend's 2012 Dodge Charger, and it has the V8 engine. It's pretty well loaded up. It has the heated leather seats. Has a nice touchscreen audio system. It doesn't have a sunroof though, which is weird. But anyway, I got behind the wheel of that. He got in my car, and he's always talking crap about me driving a Honda, and Hondas just don't really compare to those big American muscle cars, and I'm like, alright, we need to swap cars. So we grabbed some tacos, had lunch, and then we went for a drive for about an hour or so, and I have to say the Dodge Charger with the V8 engine is actually a really nice vehicle. I like it a lot. Would never want to own one, it's just too big and heavy, but for what it is, it's really cool. So it was nice to get kind of a different perspective, a different take on a big four-door sedan. Since, you know, I drive a four-door sedan, but it's a completely different vehicle. So it was nice to have kind of that contrast there. So hopefully all this winter stuff will be over soon, just in time for me to buy a new set of tires, I know. Because I really want to get the car cleaned up, and in about 3 weeks, I'm actually doing my first autocross event. I have yet to register. I'm going to do that next week. But the registration fee is like $50 at most, and they will provide a helmet, which is super cool. So I'm going with a couple friends that I used to work with at my other dealership over the summer, and so we'll be going to this autocross event with some of his friends too. And it's, like I said, it's my first ever autocross. I'm super excited. I know this car isn't really geared for driving on a track. It's just not that kind of car. But I really just want to get out and have some fun with it and see what it can do, really. So that should be quite exciting. I'm really excited for that. Alright, I believe that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, and if there's anything specific you want to see on this car, let me know in the comments, and I'll do the best I can to make a video of it. I've got some videos coming from the Chicago Auto Show. I actually went when it was only open to the press, so I've got some really cool videos coming up, and I can't wait for you guys to see that.